On episode 3 of Ball State Baseball Believe, meet freshman standout Colin Brockhouse. Learn how to steal bases with speedster Matt Eppers. Get an inside look at the team away from the field. And learn about two of our seniors, Jarrett James and Devin Wilburn. Ball State Baseball Believe starts now.
If you don't believe in yourself, you're done. If you don't believe in your teammates, you're done. If you don't believe in your coaches, you're done. You got to root for your brothers. You got to believe.
In April, we entered the heart of our conference schedule in our quest to another MAC championship. That quest led to a showdown with East Division leader Akron. In Game 1, timely hitting in a complete game by Zach Plesac helped us to a 4-1 victory. After a lopsided loss in Game 2, we responded with a 7-4 win in the finale. Alex Call's bases clearing double in the 7th gave Ball State the win and the series victory. A key contributor in the series win against Akron was freshman standout Colin Brockhouse. Brockhouse recorded his first career home run in Game 3 and earned the win on the mound. His role has changed due to injuries, but he has certainly risen to the occasion.
Yeah, being a dual sport athlete in the high school, I think it made me my athleticism better. It helps me a lot when when I have to adjust and switch to different positions. I just like baseball better than football. I love it more. Even though I love football, but I think baseball is just more in my heart, and I've wanted to do it since I was a kid. I played pitcher and shortstop and third base in high school. So, Coach Maloney, he told me that they were looking at me for both positions, and so did all the other schools. I didn't think outfield was going to be an option, but I guess outfield's an option now here at Ball State. I don't know what I'm going to do each day. I think it's kind of cool. It's kind of surprising what I'm going to do. It just keeps me on my toes, and I love doing it. I love staying busy and stuff. And I got to come out to practice early and get extra work in. It's really just focusing and developing what I'm doing, and that's how I develop, and that's how I stay focused on the roles. Pitching here in college is a lot stronger, obviously, and it's more competitive than high school was. I'd probably say the pitching is probably definitely the most thing that's changed for me. The pitchers are a lot better, so you just got to focus more on your hitting. I chose Ball State mainly because of the coaches. I think the coaches could get me to where I need to be, but the main reason is I had Tommy John, and a lot of schools left when they recruited me and when they found out I had Tommy John. But these guys stuck around, as well as some other schools. They just really kept in touch with me and made me feel like this was home. When something goes bad, we're going to pick each other up. When something goes good, we're going to be hyped and we're going to be ready to go. And I think we can accomplish anything if we stay together, which we're doing. I just have to develop here more and probably develop and trust the coaches. And I think I could do it with the coaches that are helping me here and the players, the competition around me. I think they can help me do it too. Stayton, when he went down, he taught me some different footwork on some stuff at first base when I had to fill in for him. I learned that. I took that in for him because he's a great player, and I learned what he was teaching me and developed that into what I was doing. So, he made me successful as well as all the other kids. The high point of the season, a couple series ago when everything was going for me against Akron, and I was hitting it good, I was pitching good, and everything just felt like it was flowing for me then.
April isn't only a big month for conference games, but it's a chance to take on many of our in-state rivals. we hosted Valparaiso and Butler. After beating Valpo handedly, we were trailing 2-1 in the ninth against Butler. We rallied to walk off for the first time this season. Despite those great victories, we faced bumps on the road, losing at Indiana State and Purdue. With a roster of 35 players, not every Cardinal comes from Indiana. For senior captain Jarrett James, the road to Muncie has been anything but easy.
Struggles are going to happen in life. Struggles are going to come, but it's about how you respond and what you're going to do to overcome that.
What he's been able to do through all of this time, through all of these struggles, was to provide leadership and show how to be a leader and how to move forward.
It's about the results that are produced by the whole unit.
You have to have those other players who enjoy being part of the team and accept their roles and stay positive for the rest of the group.
My teammates trust me, as well as Scott Baker and Ryan Spalding, to be able to lead this team to accomplish the goals that we're trying to work for here.
He's grown as a person to become a leader.
Growing up in Chicago, personally I loved it. It's a great city. I'm a bit of a city boy. Everyone here in Indiana always talks to me about how much of a city boy I am, but I embrace it. I love it. One thing about living in the city, not a lot of baseball going on. Everybody, especially at my high school, Whitney Young High School, baseball wasn't the main sport. Everything was basketball. So I grew up playing basketball and baseball and football. I mean, I played a lot of sports growing up.
He does all of these different sports and does them well. And so, you know, you stick your chest out, yeah, that's my boy. And he was blessed with this God-given talent.
I'm the kind of person that never gives up on anything.
Jarrett was a pretty lucky guy because he had an older sister that was very athletic. And so she actually cleared the way for him.
And even my grandmother, it's awesome because my grandmother knows absolutely nothing about baseball. Her perception on life is definitely what's helped me and groomed me to the man that I am. And after my sophomore year, I just decided to just focus on baseball.
He came to me and said, you know, Dad, I'm not going to play football in high school. And while it surprised me, I was very supportive of it because, you know, I felt like whatever you do, these are your choices. And if you choose, you're going to carry it out and take it a lot further. My job is to be supportive. He also explained to me, he said, Dad, I want to focus on my academics and athletics.
So with me coming to Ball State, I actually had no D1 looks, no D1 offers, actually by the end of my senior year. So at the end of my senior year, it was kind of two options for me. I narrowed it down between Ball State and Indiana University, IU, and they were giving me a scholarship, an academic scholarship, and direct admittance into their business school, the Kelley School of Business, which was a great opportunity.
And it was a very difficult decision because not a lot of people, as freshmen, get accepted into the business school.
Also at Ball State with the recruiting coordinator, Plexico, he gave me an opportunity to be a preferred walk-on the team, so I had a roster spot right off the bat. And so I kind of weighed my options between playing baseball at Ball State or going to IU and probably not playing baseball.
He and I had long discussions about that, but it wasn't my decision, it was his decision.
I decided, you know what, I'm not ready to give up this sport. It's something that I love, and I don't think I would have enjoyed college as much without the sport. And that's how I ended up choosing Ball State. It's definitely a decision that I don't regret at all. Just with the relationships I've made, I mean, I love Ball State, I love the school. I remember that first freshman fall, so it was my first experience with college baseball at all, and I struggled. And I remember questioning myself, like, man, am I supposed to be here?
He got a call, and he was struggling a little bit academically. Now, this is a person who's not accustomed to struggle.
I think he's grown really as a person, and to me that's more than as a player.
I knew that with my personality, I'm a guy who just likes to work hard. It doesn't matter what situation you put me in.
We focused with Jarrett growing up was a concept of never quitting.
And that's the kind of player I am, where I'm able to get an assignment and do my best to get that done.
And the winner of this year's Caring Cardinal is Jarrett James.
I want to be remembered as someone who always cared about others. That I glorified God in the way that I played the sport.
I'm extremely proud to be his father.
After winning the series with Akron and rolling to a 7-2 record in the league, adversity hit. With injuries, combined with not executing to our potential, we went 3-6 in the next 9 conference games. Sophomore Matt Eppers has been a bright spot on the base paths. He leads the team with 12 stolen bases, but there's more to stealing bases than just speed.
Hi, I'm Matt Eppers. I'm a sophomore outfielder, and today I'm going to show you how to steal a base. First thing you need to know when you come over is you get your base hit, you're happy, it's good to go. And you always lead off with your left foot, your right foot's on the bag. Usually I like to get 2 far steps and a shuffle. It gives me a good length. If the pitcher's got quick feet, you'll know that throughout the game, watching them, or sometimes you'll bait them for a move. You may want to get a little less, but generally I always go with the same lead almost every time. So step, shuffle, shuffle. Now we're good. We're out here, probably about 10 to 13 feet away from the bag. And what we're watching for is the pitcher's back foot. We want to know if this back foot comes up, he's coming over to us, he's picking off, you got to dive back. But if he picks up his front leg right here, he's going home, and that's when you get to take off and hopefully be home free. You also got to watch for slide steps and high leg kicks. A high leg kick's free to go. That's when the guy's coming way up here. And then you got your slide step, which is where he just comes here. He's a lot quicker to home when he comes here, which makes it a lot tougher to steal a base. When he brings his knee all the way up here, it gives you more time to, get out before the catcher gets the ball, and then he can throw you out. So we get our lead again, and then we'll take off. Right foot on that bag, left foot out, step, shuffle, shuffle. Out here in that good lead position. You want to get athletic. You don't want to be too low or too high. Just kind of ready to run. I like to stay on the balls of my feet, and I open up a little bit. So my front foot's behind my back foot. And so I get out here, stay on the balls of your feet. I kind of bounce a little bit, not too much, but just enough to stay on my toes and stay quick. And then when you're finally good to go and see his left foot come up, pull your right arm through, throw out your hands, and then you're off running. You want to stay as low as possible for as long as you can, and then you come in, slide into second base. You'd like to take a peek into, usually after about a step or 2 steps, take a peek, just see what happened, where the ball's at, if the batter hit it or not. You're listening to for whether the ball's hit. You got to pick up your coaches if it is hit, because if they hit it in the air, you got to get back or freeze. So you're coming into second base. Usually right about here is when I know if I'm going to have the bag cleanly or whether it's going to be a close play. You can just always tell by how the middle infielders are reacting. Sometimes they try and deke you, but usually not. You don't got to worry about it. And for me, I like to go head first almost every time. I just feel like I'm quicker and it's more comfortable for me. Going feet first is actually a lot safer. You're not as prone to injury. And I've had to do that a couple times this game when infielders are blocking the bag, because it's tough to get to the bag when you're going head first and they're blocking it. You got to kind of slide around them. And head first comes in handy when the ball is inside or outside, and you either got to get around the tag and kind of get your hand in somewhere. And then feet first is just bang, bang. You're in there, you got it. Feet first also, if they're blocking, you come in feet first. That way they'll get up because they're not trying to get cleated in the knee or the shin or anything like that. So usually you come in here. About here is where I start to begin my slide. So you're running low, and then here you either come in and you start going head first down, throw your hands out to get into the bag, or you go the other way where you start leaning back and throw your feet out to get into the bag. I'm Matt Eppers, and that's how you steal a bag.
Being a Division I baseball player takes up a lot of time. Even though we love the game, sometimes we need a good place to relax and call home.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan Spalding. I'm a junior second baseman.
I'm Scott Baker, senior right-handed pitcher.
And we're going to show you kind of what our baseball house looks like. If you guys want to come inside, we'll show you the inside of the house. Us as a whole slack off on the ditches sometimes. It's just college, so you know, we try to hang out here a lot, cook some meals for each other every once in a while, but most of the time we cook for ourselves. I know Baker's stingy with his food. Believe it or not, this is actually clean for our living room. You know, it's not the greatest, but you know, we enjoy it. We enjoy hanging out here, watching movies, watching TV, just hanging out.
All the hats shows all the years of baseball that we've been through. We don't even use that all black hat or the white hat anymore. And then our Team G Wood sign that we have over there that EJ made.
Yeah, and all of us that live in here are either a junior or a senior. So we've been through the ups and downs of, you know, baseball throughout our careers, and you know, it's kind of nice to see, you know, the different hats and the different posters that we have, just to remind you where you've come from and, you know, where we're trying to go. So I mean, that's a daily reminder in itself.
I have a bunch of stuff. This was actually my first game my senior year, my first win, and it shows everybody who played and what position they played and what team we played. This is actually something that Coach gave us a couple years ago, telling us that we won the MAC title. We actually did that last year, so it was a good goal setting that we did.
I'm a baseball player, so I like my hats as well. My goal is to get every major league team. I've barely made a dent in that, but I mean, I definitely have the smaller of the runes, but that's okay. I'm the smallest guy, so I'm not in here a lot. Usually I'm in here to sleep and to, you know, relax after a long day. I was a big Derek Jeter fan growing up, so not necessarily a Yankees fan, but I loved him and how he played. So for that reason, I like the Yankees, I guess. But once he retired, I focused on another team, so the Reds, to be exact. But if you guys want to move on, we can show you the basement now. This is where we kind of hang out and play ping pong. We've had some heated battles playing ping pong, I'll tell you that. It looks like our net's broken, so we can't really play for you guys, it looks like. But yeah, EJ actually painted this, spray painted it, right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool. We've had some people sign it too, so we try to make it unique. We try to get every sports team's posters down here. All right, guys, thanks for coming. I know this isn't the biggest house, but we live here and we enjoy it.
This season, we've learned to keep things in perspective. For senior left-handed pitcher Devin Wilburn, the battle off the field might be his toughest challenge.
It was over when you didn't want it to be over.
When he has his bad days, they're pretty bad.
A little heartbreaking. It was crushing, really, to me.
Emotionally, it was tough. It was tough on me and my family. You know, I felt like I had worked my whole life to get to this point. You know, I was living the dream, playing Division I baseball, and then all of a sudden I wasn't healthy, and I wasn't able to perform the way that I wanted to. Wasn't having the results I wanted to, and ultimately it led to me, you know, not having fun.
I think I wanted it sometimes more than he did, and I took it hard just because one day you're watching your son play, and then one day it's over.
My sophomore year, we were about 3 weeks out of season. We had morning weights one day. I woke up with some pretty severe abdominal pain. I wasn't really sure what was going on. Ended up leaving weights, trying to go down to the trainer's room. I was crawling by the time I was about to get down there. I ended up going to the emergency room, and the pain was constantly coming back. It was pretty scary.
I was worried because I've had the same issues, and I've had some surgeries on my stomach and stuff because of that.
I go
long periods of time without using the bathroom. So basically, when it starts to work its way through, it pushes against the colon, causes the colon to kind of expand out, push up against other organs. So that's where the discomfort comes from. I felt that what was best for me at the time, after the season ended, was to just hang it up and try to get myself healthy.
You never want to see anyone be forced to quit their sport due to, like an illness, injury, and that's what he had to do. Especially, as a team, we had a couple rough years, but he always was a bright spot for our team.
He was down. He was trying to battle through it, and especially, when you're young, you want to play and you don't want to tell coach, "Hey, I'm hurting." But there was many times, he would just. He would lay over in the shed. I'd see him laying in the shed, and he's hurting when he's laying in the shed.
It was tough. It was tough. I dreamed of playing baseball from the time I was a kid. I wanted to get drafted and go play in the league, and then once I got to where I was so unhealthy and basically had to decide to hang it up, it was tough.
This is a guy that I played with all my life, and he's always been there. So then, I know eventually, he's a year older than me, so eventually he would graduate, but we weren't ready for that yet.
I just tried to be positive and just tell him, it's going to be better, you'll be better. And once we got past not thinking he's going to play baseball anymore, then it was just, get through school and, get your degree and just go from there.
It was really hard on my mom. My mom went through a lot. She's the strongest woman I know. I still obsessed about baseball. As soon as I hung it up, the first thing I did was call my high school coach. Tell him what was going on, because I'm really close with all those guys out of my high school, and I started volunteering out there. I was our volunteer assistant for our high school team, and then I head coached our middle school team at the same time. So I still stayed around the game as much as I could.
I think that made him realize how much he loved the game and he missed playing it. I was glad to see him stay connected to it. I always kind of planted the seed. I was like, you think you might ever play again? And he'd always just blow me off. Nah. So I kind of learned just to kind of leave it alone.
My best friend, he plays baseball at Indiana Wesleyan. He played on the summer team down in Cincinnati. He came home for the summer, had about 2 months before he had to go back to school to play. And I was coaching at the time, so he came out and I helped him out a lot. We would throw and we would run and stuff together and lift every day. And this is really the first physical activity I've done in 2 years. So then I started realizing after a couple weeks, I was feeling all right. My arm felt really good. Obviously I hadn't thrown in so long, and he kind of put the idea in my head of, you need to give this a try.
He calls me and he's like, "Hey, what do you think about going to a ball game in the spring?" And I thought he was talking like the Reds or the Cubs or something.
He's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And I was like, "Well, I just went to walk-on tryouts. I'm back on the team now, so I got practice tomorrow."
I just got real emotional. I couldn't even talk. Tears were flowing down my face, and just, you try not to be a big baby sometimes in life, but sometimes tears are good. I just cried like a baby. I was a sophomore until now, just not working out consistently, so I had to learn how to pitch completely different than what I did before, because I threw so much harder before than I do now.
How he's different is now he can throw the ball at a lot of different angles, whereas before he was over-the-top pitcher.
I might be a guy who could come in and be a one-batter a game kind of guy if I needed to be. And so at the tryout, he asked if I could throw from down here, and I was like, I can try and we'll see.
Away from you, be a little bit offset, get a little bit of hip action, and then go.
I was watching that on the computer, and that's just like fist pumping the whole time. That was fun. I would say that's probably been his best, as far as success moment, as far as getting people out.
And I felt like the baseball guys were looking down on me that day because it was just one of those things I couldn't explain. It was whatever pitch I threw, they swung and missed.
His job is to come in and face the best left-handed hitters when the game's on the line. And for most of the season, Devin's done a really nice job.
I know he's trying to really enjoy this year because, I mean, here's a guy who got something taken away from him, and now he gets to play again, so he's definitely not taking it for granted.
I think people can just see that I'm somebody who enjoys the game of baseball and loves being around the game, and I don't take it for granted.
Couldn't be more proud.
I was glad to join the Brotherhood late. You know, I've made some friends I know I'm going to have for the rest of my life. And, you know, it's really cool to be a part of something like this.
As the academic year ends, May begins, and our season is far from over. The goal is to win a MAC championship, and we still believe. Do you? Ball State Baseball Believe 2015 is a production of Ball State SportsLink, an immersive learning production. Follow our team on Twitter at BallStateBB and catch every episode and feature this season by following at BSU SportsLink.